Subject-verb agreement is a very important rule in English grammar. So what's the meaning of this particular rule? The meaning is that the subject in a sentence must be in proper agreement with the verb in the sentence. So the subject may be a noun, it may be a pronoun, it may also be a noun phrase. So do remember that as far as the first rule is concerned, a singular verb will be used in a sentence if the subject is singular, and a plural verb is used if the subject is plural. So do remember. Let us look at the very first sentence. Ricky spends his free time listening to music. So the correct option here is spends and not spend, because the subject in this sentence is singular, that is Ricky. Hence, we will have to use a singular verb in this sentence. Ricky spends his free time listening to music. Look at the first sentence here. Paul and John plays the guitar. So in sentence 1, the correct option is play. A plural verb is used with a plural subject here, Paul and John. She likes to have a dessert after every meal. Here the correct option is likes. A singular verb is used with a singular subject. Use of has and have. All singular subjects use has and all plural subjects use have. So look at the examples here. They have 3 beautiful children. Rosie has a pet dog. So do keep in mind, they is plural, so have. Rosie is singular, so we are using has and not have. Now the next rule is that compound subjects combined using the conjunction and take a plural verb. Kathy and Kim, here it's a compound subject, are on their way to the airport. The book and the magazine are on the table. So do remember, when we are combining the subjects using the conjunction and, the verb should be plural. The next, when more than one noun is joined by the conjunction or, the subject is considered to be singular and hence a singular verb is used. Look at the examples here. The cat or the dog is sleeping under the table. So we are using singular verb is. The principal or the vice principal is attending the conference. So we are using again singular verb here. The principal or the vice principal. Look at the next rule. Sentences with pronouns like anybody, anyone, nobody, nothing, somebody, someone, everyone, everything, everybody. So all these are indefinite pronouns, isn't it? So they are always treated as singular subjects, and hence we should use a singular verb along with such pronouns. So do remember this important rule in subject-verb agreement. Few examples for all of you. Everyone was happy with the outcome. Nobody is perfect in this world. Nothing fits me well. It's not nothing fit me well. Nothing fits me well. Someone is knocking at the door. So here we are using singular verb in all the sentences with indefinite pronouns. So that's a very important rule in subject-verb agreement. The next, for sentences using either or and neither nor, the verb should agree with the noun or pronoun that comes just before it. So we will have to concentrate on the noun or the pronoun that comes just before either or neither nor. So when we are reading such sentences, we need to be very, very careful. And let us look at a few sentences now. Either the teacher or the students. So we will have to pay attention to the word students here. Either the teacher or the students have to take an initiative to keep the classroom clean. Neither my mom nor my dad is available to pick me up. Similarly, neither John nor Emily is attending the party tonight. So do keep in mind this important rule of subject-verb agreement. The next rule is that when the subject is an abstract noun or an uncountable noun, then the subject is considered as singular. So do keep in mind the subject is always considered to be singular in such sentences with abstract noun, uncountable noun. Hence, singular verb is used along with it. So now let us look at a few sentences with such nouns in sentences. For instance, the very first one is honesty is the best policy. Happiness is a feeling that everyone desires. Freedom is a fundamental human right. Love is a powerful emotion. Music is a universal language. Knowledge is power. So we are using singular verb in all the sentences. So do keep in mind the use of abstract nouns and uncountable nouns. The next rule is that when the subject refers to a period of time, say 5 years, 10 years, distance, for instance, a kilometer, 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers, or say a sum of money, for instance, 1 rupee, 10 rupees, $10. So, a singular verb is always used along with such subject. So do keep in mind this very important rule in subject-verb agreement. 5 kilometers is a long way to run. It's not are but is. $10 is. $10 are is incorrect. $10 is all that I have in my wallet. 2 months is a long time to wait for a response. 20 pounds is too heavy for me to lift. So in all the sentences you see that we are using a singular verb and not plural verb. So if it's distance, time and money, we will have to use singular verb. When the subject is a collective noun, we need to be very, very careful. The verb that we are going to use along with it may be either singular or plural depending on the context. So we need to read the sentence very carefully and understand whether it's used as a single unified, entity, or is it emphasizing the different, members in the group or team. So we need to read the sentence very carefully. The team is going to the finals. The choir is singing beautifully tonight. The staff is friendly and helpful. The family is going on vacation next week. So here we are using all collective nouns and we need to be very, very careful when we are using the verb. So it can be either a singular verb or plural depending on the context, how we are using it in the sentence. And when we are using a sentence to express a wish or a request, then the verbs are used in a very different manner. It doesn't follow the subject-verb agreement rule. For instance, I wish I were a bird. It's not I wish I was a bird. I wish I were a bird. I wish it were Friday already. So be careful when you are using such sentences because here the verbs are used slightly differently. Now with be forms of verbs, the verb in the sentence is used according to the number and person of the subject. This is very simple. For instance, I am cheerful, we are cheerful, you are, he is, she is, they are, it is powerful. So that's simple. With the be forms of verbs, the verb in the sentence is used according to the number and the person of the subject. And lastly, when a sentence begins with each or every as the subject, then it is considered as a singular subject, and so the verb has to be a singular verb. So do keep in mind sentences that begin with each or every. So we are going to use singular verb in such sentences. Let us have a look at a few examples. Sentences that start or begin with each or every. For instance, each student is responsible for their own project. Each of the books on the shelf is a classic. Every child deserves Every child deserves is wrong. Every child deserves a quality education. Every opportunity is a chance to learn and grow. So do keep in mind that whenever we are using each or every, we will have to use singular verb.